So this is the start of Pool 10, right?
Yes, it is.
And on commentary here to the left of me, we have Kimalaka.
Hello.
This is Ohio DDR native. I'm Roger Clark. I used to live here, well, not in Cleveland, but in Ohio.
Yeah.
And
you're also an Ohio DDR native.
Yeah, exactly. Used to post on the forums back in the day. Don't go looking for it. But yeah, so Ohio, definitely, like, it's always been kind of a... Oh, I just got here. Yeah. Ohio's always been a hype DDR community because,
Sure
like,
has.
you know, it's... I think the key ingredient for DDR is to have a reason to go to the arcade. And in states where there's winter, it's you know, it's a good place to go in the winter to get away from the cold. You know, you take your family to the family fun center and play DDR or whatever, then they get hooked and they start playing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
So
funny how that works out.
yeah, so we got ZSL here on the left versus Miko on the right.
Yeah. Looks like they're probably gonna have their warm-up song here before we get started on another match.
Yeah. And they're playing Doki Doki something.
Doki Doki Trap Girl, I believe.
Okay. So ZSL is an amazing no-bar player.
I did not realize he was a no-bar player.
I just saw him over there on the gold cab, PFCing Worst Plan, the new 15 on A3.
Yeah, we got quite a few no-bar players here today. We got ZSL, we got Nightman, we got no-bar Bats.
Yeah. Really
all very good players.
Very, very impressive.
Just goes to show you don't gotta use the bar to be good at DDR.
You don't have to.
This is one of those songs that we didn't have access to for a long time because it was part of the Sound Voltax Floor Inflection event.
Yeah.
We had this and Second Spring Storm, and there was another song. I believe it was another 14, but the name is escaping me at the moment. So we didn't have these until a little later on. So a lot of people actually haven't played some of these charts.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I have no idea what this is. So this is just a warm-up for these guys.
I believe so, yes. So just as a reminder, at Pool 10, we have Andy, who won he actually won his last two pools. He won Pool 8 and Pool 9.
Damn.
To progress all the way to Pool 10. So we'll see how he does as he, climbs higher up the ladder.
Let's go. All right, the warm-up is concluded. Do what? Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so looks like we're getting into their song draws here. We're in the 15 folder.
Hudson just came over and said hi.
Oh.
Famous DDR player Kaze.
We got Stulti again. We just saw Stulti, was it last pool or 2 pools ago?
It's a good one.
It's very, not a lot of people like the song. I was kind of reaping its praises earlier because I am a Stulti enjoyer.
It's hard. I mean, anytime you got any kind of gimmick whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, as mentioned earlier, I think a lot of hate for the song comes from the sync, which can be a little tricky to time.
Yeah.
But it's just overall a pretty difficult 15. The patterns don't look especially difficult, but when you actually go to play them, they're kind of difficult to perform. I guess some stops, which stops mostly make sense.
Yeah, you got I think drills and gimmicks are a good, difficult combo.
Yes.
Come on, everybody, make some noise. 100
Especially this kind of pattern on the 2 arrows there with the jump at the end. Trips a lot of people up.
So ZSL has got a pretty solid lead here. For some reason, to me, it seems like a lot of the no-bar players tend to be really, really well versed on all the songs. I don't know why that is. I think maybe it's just if you're driven enough to play everything no-bar, you're probably driven enough to play all the songs.
I feel like there's so much body awareness that you need to be a no-bar player as well that you really need to know what you're good at and what is difficult for you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more work and self-awareness I think that no-bar players have. It's much harder to cheese through sections when you're playing without the bar.
Yeah.
All right, this ending part here gets a little tricky. ZSL picking up a miss. Still in the lead though. Yeah. That ending is so hard. ZSL with the win though.
Yeah.
Good performance from both of them.
Definitely.
That's just a rough song to play right out the gate.
Yeah, it seems like pretty clear that Miko on the right had not, hasn't played this song very much based on the record.
Sure.
And I'm assuming this was a pick, probably by ZSL.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah.
So, moving into the 17 folder. We haven't seen too many 17s yet.
Yeah.
And we're moving to ÄTHER, another tag special. Have to shout out all the tag songs that come up today.
Yeah, I love ÄTHER. It's fast.
It is fast. Very, very similar sounding song to Possession, obviously without the infamous Possession jumps. Kind of has a key change near the end. Another one of those songs that feels like it should end before it does.
Yeah, it just keeps going. And then you get more and more tired.
Exactly.
And you're expecting me to jump?
Yeah, every time I hit that key change at the end, I'm just like, oh, is this over yet?
Yeah.
Select level. Final stage.
Miko with the 955 on this, and ZSL with the 969. Still could be anyone's game. Nothing too tricky in this song, mostly just fast and a lot of notes.
The gimmicky part, the slowdown, has a pretty tricky jump section, but...
I forgot about the slowdown. It is like the section.
And depending on the player, these box runs in the beginning tend to have some people have trouble with them, but...
Yeah. You either love them or hate them. ZSL picking up a miss early on. Still in the lead though.
Really, tournaments mostly come down to familiarity with gimmicky songs, and I think that's obviously ZSL has that edge here over Miko.
Oh, definitely. Especially in formats like this, where you're picking your own songs, you really have to know a lot of chart knowledge, and then also know when you're picking someone else's songs, because people are going to pull out all the stops and pick the tricky songs, because that's what they're most likely to win in if someone doesn't know the charts. Looks like Miko's struggling a little bit there in the slowdown. Still holding on though. There's that key change right when you think the song should be over.
200 combos.
ZSL with a pretty comfortable lead here.
Damn,
And
look
if
at
you
that.
weren't-
They're both kind of doing great on the end run there.
Oh yeah, they both crushed that rod.
ZSL takes it.
Stage cleared.
Pretty good showing for both of them. Good up scores. Okay, so it looks like we got Andeh and Cardmaster up. They're going to have a warm-up, and then they're going to play...
Yeah.
Let's find out what they're playing. New Era Experts.
New Era Expert.
And Sandblow.
Sandblow. Oh, that's a good combo. New Era expert and Sand Blow.
Yeah. Sneaking in some more 17s as we progress further along. New Era is one of those charts that once you learn the gimmicks to it, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to think it's an easier 17. Once you learn it, of course.
Yeah, it's not the hardest 17. I'm not really sure why everyone thinks it's so easy because, first of all, it does have gimmicks.
It sure does.
It's 240 BPM and it has 16 notes at the end, which is, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people think it's easy either. I'm off on it.
So on commentary right now, we've got me, Roger Clark, and Kimalaka on the left. Say hi,
Yo.
Kim.
How's it going, everyone?
Yeah. So this is the second match in pool 10.
Yep, looks like they're gonna do a warm up here.
So warm up is Our Soul, and probably the 15.0 of all time, I would say.
It is definitely one of the easier 15s. Really fun, easy chart. A lot of people seem to enjoy playing it.
Yeah. I actually play this a lot to warm up, so, you know.
Looks like they do as well.
Yeah, there was this period with like A20 Plus, or was it A20? It was one of those versions where they just added like 8 different hardstyle songs.
Yeah. They all kind of blend together. Although, I'm not actually sure who the artist Kaz is. Do you know who that is?
I don't know.
You know, the hardstyle sound we mostly associate with LED. You know, we got In Between,
Yeah.
Rising Firehawk. You know, that's the sound we're used to from him. But I'm actually not sure who made this song. I don't know if it's an alias or if that's a unique artist.
I don't know. Someone can look it up on ReviWiki and tell us.
Yeah, please report back.
They both got a gold combo.
Just a reminder, this is a warm-up.
Yeah.
I did just notice that Poplio does have Life 4 on.
Yeah,
so,
we got to get that off.
Might want to let him know that before his match starts.
One of the things that I noticed about the hardstyle songs in DDR is a lot of them just kind of feel like they do the same thing over and over again. This song is not an exception there.
Nope, doesn't really do anything too difficult or too interesting, but still just like a nice, fun, comfortable song to play.
Yeah. 150 BPM, the classic DDR BPM.
Oh yeah.
There's just, no one really has a complaint about 150. Like, what are you gonna say?
It's not my favorite, but like you said, no complaints.
Not too fast, not too slow. Just right for getting marvelouses.
It's max 300. I can't think of 100. Every time I see 150 BPM, I just remind myself, oh, this is max 300 essentially.
Or Dance Dance Revolution, or Dynamite Rave.
Yes. All right, Sandblow. I don't see this track come up too often. It's another one of those kind of forgotten bangers.
Yeah, it's got some crossover tech in here, some turns.
Yeah, a little bit tricky of a chart.
It's a little turny.
Looks like Poplio has a flag on this with a 998. Andy
Nice.
probably doesn't play this song too much, I'm guessing, judging by his score, but
Doesn't
let's
look
see how
like
they do.
it. But let's see.
I mean, he has surprised us before, so I'm real interested. He's playing this on Mirror, so he must have some chart knowledge on it to be able to select Mirror.
Mirror is the way to go. On pretty much everything, in my experience. Konami generally designs charts knowing that the up arrow is the hardest arrow. So if you put it on Mirror, usually most charts are easier.
You don't say. Sorry about that. Forgot to trigger the score. All right. Poplio with a pretty comfortable lead so far.
Yeah. Yep. So the Sand Blow was, when was this introduced?
Did you say when was this introduced?
Yeah. What mix is it from?
I'm
Is it
pretty
from
sure this was
Ace?
part of the Replicant Deignition event from 2013?
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these jump parts can be a little tricky here. We're both holding on strong.
This song is kind of in the same musical style as a lot of the music in the Persona series. I feel like it just feels very Persona-y to me. So
Poplio taking the win on that.
Poplio's got it.
Poplio.
Stage clear.
Which one is it?
That's
Is
a
it
Pokemon, right? I don't know. I don't think any pronunciation of anything really matters.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know him as Cardmaster, so that's what I'm used to referring to him as. All right, we are headed into the 17th folder. New Era.
Let's
We
go.
didn't know they were playing this. So,
I love this song.
Ooh, and they have very similar scores on this.
The chorus here that's in the sample is just so amazing.
It's so good.
I get goosebumps when I hear it.
I really appreciate it too, being a Soda song, that it is pretty different sounding from a lot of other Soda songs.
Yeah.
You know, when you have like your New Centuries, your New Decades, Magnetic, Blew My Mind, they all have,
Yeah, it's got the Japanese flavor in here.
yeah, kind of makes it really stand out from the others. Of course, we have a bunch of speed changes in this song. Once you learn them, they flow pretty well, but if you haven't played this chart for at least a few times, it can trip you up a bit.
I crown you king, the combo king. 100 combos, shake the crowd.
Andy with the lead so far.
It's not a huge lead, and on this song it can kind of
Oh yeah, anything
switch
can
pretty
happen.
fast.
200 combos.
Yeah, those drills at 240, that's kind of tack.
That's very fast.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Kind of have this call and answer section with regular speed and then slow down every other measure.
Can't wait to see it. 300 combos.
Oh, very, very close to the scores. Oh, we have a tie so far.
It's tied.
Andy's slightly ahead.
This part's really fun. Ooh.
We got another very stop heavy section.
Combos. I crown you king.
Andy with the lead, but this could still be anyone's game. They're both very familiar and comfortable with this chart.
500 combos. Come on, check that crowd. They loved it. Saikola.
Nice.
600
Okay, Andy's kind of pulling away with the lead a bit.
You're gonna break the leader. Can't wait to see
Poplio still with the full combo though.
Nice job, guys. Andeh's got it.
stage clear.
Oh, and actually Poplio had a better money score on that. Probably because he had the full combo and it hit a handful of misses there, but Andy takes it overall.
Yeah, I feel like the money score versus EX score debate is like highly controversial. I'm kind of a pro money score guy. A lot of people are like, oh, EX score is the way to go. And obviously it is for tournaments because what you want to do is you want to minimize the error introduced from the pads. Like, you know, you're having a tournament, you can't predict exactly what the pads are going to do, so you want to make sure that the EX score doesn't, you want to make sure that the scoring system that you use doesn't give an advantage to someone based on hardware problems.
Absolutely.
But
And
I personally like money score because it makes you do it perfectly. And if the object of the game is to do it perfectly, then getting a miss and 0 perfects versus, you know, it's just, if you miss something, you get a good, you didn't do it right. So there's got to be something there that makes you want to do that. And I think that it would be a shame if Money Score wasn't around.
So Roger, by that logic, would you say that you're a Pump It Up fan?
I mean, I like Pump It Up now. I didn't used to like it when I was growing up. I think it kind of sucked, and now it's good.
Yeah, Pump It Up's a very different game.
But it's a different game, and I don't think that you could really. DDR is kind of designed for you to pretty much do everything perfectly in theory, except maybe the 19.
Right.
But Konami, when they write these charts, they know that someone's eventually going to do it. No, I don't know if that's true with Pump It Up.
I don't know, but Pump It Up really does prioritize combos.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't play Pump, the timing windows are much more lenient.
Yeah.
But breaking combo is very more harshly deducted from the score.
So their tiebreaker here is New York Evolve Type B.
B. Type B.
Yeah, Type B.
Which New York's are a little tricky. The sync is kind of late, so that makes it difficult, especially on white caps in particular, which are later than gold. But if you can manage that sync, then I actually think a lot of these songs are pretty good, pretty fire. I may be in the minority that appreciates New York Type A.
Yeah, A is the hard one.
A is the hard one, but it's the best sounding one, I think. But anyways, very, very close so far. Poplio just slightly ahead, about 10 EX.
You're gonna break the meter. Can't wait to see it. 200.
Oh, and really
Wow,
high so far.
it's even.
We'll see when it comes down to the slowdown how well they do. I mixed up B and C. I'm not sure which one B is. Okay, so it does have the slowdown here. Poplio picking up a little bit more sizable of a lead. They both seem to be pretty comfortable with this chart, though.
Yeah. Type B is like the trance one.
I think this is the universally liked one by most people.
With the big super saws.
Oh, picking up a miss on Poplio's side. Still has about a 20 EX lead over Andy. But a lot can still happen at the end of the song.
You're on fire. Come on, everybody. Make some noise. 100 combos.
Couple misses here from both of them.
It's a tricky part.
It is very tricky.
All right.
Poplio taking the win on that.
Perfect combos.
Good job.
Hug it out. Everyone has very nice camaraderie here, which is great to see.
Yeah. I mean, you're dancing together. How mad can you really be?
Exactly.
Okay, Watatsumi and then what? Watatsumi and Disco Tokyo? Is that a song?
What was the song?
Oh, Sparrow is HQ'd in Columbus. That's beautiful. Sparrow, I feel like they kind of had a hard time of it.
Sparrow, I feel like, is your classic ball food court pizza.
Yeah, I personally think that it used to be pretty good, and then in the 2008 financial crisis, they like reduced the quality of their ingredients so that the pizza could be cheaper. And I don't think they ever really recovered from that.
I feel like a lot of companies kind of went through that, though.
KFC did it, but then they changed it back.
Did they? Okay. All right.
All right.
Watatsumi.
Watatsumi.
We have a PFC here on ZSL side, and Andeh has what looks like to be a 1 Great Flags.
So the interesting thing about Watatsumi is that it has some like hold what do they call them? Hold switches at the end.
Switches, yeah, I'd call them that.
And in my opinion, Watatsumi is one of the songs that you can look at for proof that all tech, so ITG players love to talk about how innovative the ITG step artists are with all the tech.
Sure.
And this is one of those songs that, for me, is proof that Konami did it all first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It's interesting though, because I don't really see this tech in too many other songs. There might be maybe one or two other songs that.
yeah, they just don't
use that.
spam it.
No, they don't. But it makes it more unique. You know, it makes these songs more valuable.
Exactly.
Looks like they're neck and neck here. Both have the PFC still.
It's pretty close.
Andy with a 3 EX score lead.
Uh,
It picks up a miss. It's another one of those songs though. It's very well synced. Pretty comfortable BPM.
Yeah.
As long as you know how to do that ending foot switch pattern and can handle a couple runs, 16-note runs. Overall, pretty straightforward chart as long as you can handle those things.
It's a good one.
But yeah, very well universally liked, I think. Oh, Andy with the lead, but just barely. This is still anyone's game here. Going into the end with a 2 perfect lead.
These yellow parts are a little tricky.
Yeah, really tricky to start on yellow too like that. We'll see how they do with the foot switch part here, coming up in just a sec. Looks like they have no problem with that whatsoever. Oh, and
my
ZSL
God.
pulled ahead.
We got a one perfect
One
spread
perfect
here.
win. That was extremely close.
Damn.
Looks like that
These
miss
guys-
Andy picked up earlier might have been his soundfall there, but very, very good performance from both of these players.
So this is like where the style of this tournament comes into play, and essentially it's, what is it called, waterfall style?
Waterfall, yes.
So we got pools of players. They each choose songs, and they go through an elimination process where they eliminate part of these songs, a number of these songs, and then they have round-robin matches where they accumulate wins, and then it's like a little mini bracket that happens with the people in the pool.
All right, so this is a newer song, H2O Plus. I'm actually not too familiar with this
I
one.
don't know this at all. If someone told me that they just added this today, I would believe them.
I'll be honest, I actually thought this was an Ace 3 song until I realized they were able to select it.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's too tricky, and I'm kind of exaggerating. I have seen it. It's not exactly the hardest song. It's at a 14.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it does anything too tricky so far. Very, very close. Andy with a slight lead, it looks like.
Tiny lead on Andeh's side.
Still both have PFC on both sides. See if I can keep commentators' curse out of here this time.
Yeah. Nice.
Look just over a 10 EX lead on Andeh's side. Got a nice drill at the end there where he picks up a great. We got a 5 EX difference now between the two of them. Oh, and we are neck and neck. Kind of swapping back and forth here and leads. Oh, and another 1 EX
Damn.
win.
Ow.
These are some incredibly close songs.
Which is
between
crazy
these two.
because it feels like Andeh was kind of down at some point. That is crazy.
So ZSL just won Watasumi by 1 EX, and Andeh just won whatever this song is called by 1 EX.
Baby Zionov says the song has a bit of an ITG official vibe. I agree with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bit of a low quality, low effort vibe. So we got this. I don't know. This match, like, again, like I said, it proves that this style of tournament, where the person who runs this tournament, Renatalis, essentially like looked up everyone's skill levels and manually seeded everyone. So I don't know, I feel like it just really works to put people on an even level so that every match that you get is really hype. You don't really get the issue where, like, you know, the first match is Chris versus the lowest seed, and then you have like a lot of matches like that. So you really just get constant hype throughout the entire tournament, which is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Every single match is very close, very rewarding to play and to watch. And also, you kind of referenced earlier, Renatalis having been the one that seeded everybody. We have so many resources now to be able to look at players' skill levels between Life 4 and skill attack, and just scores now being available online. That makes it easy to be able to look at a player and figure out where they kind of fit in this whole seeding. That wasn't possible 10 years ago.
So this tiebreaker is Kohaido Moto Hado OK Theory. It's always been a little hard to time, I think.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky. I think a lot of people colloquially refer to this as donut scientists. Got a little bit of a slowdown in the middle, but just a half speed, and then it goes right back to its regular speed after that. I want to say this is like 256 BPM or something. It's kind of a weird BPM. They'll still have the PFC right now. ZSL slightly ahead.
Yeah, this is a really obvious. On this one, you can see the difference between speed mods that you have to do in order to play no bar.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, if you learn to read slower, it doesn't really affect you much at all.
Yeah.
Here's that speed half we were talking about. They both enter into that with no problems. Still very close, neck and neck here. ZSL with a slight lead. And we're gonna speed back up here in just a sec. Yeah, if they can both close this out with the PFC, then it's going to be very close. Oh, Andy pulled ahead. ZSL lost his perfect combo there. And we are so close. Just a couple EX difference between the two of them.
It's really great footwork by Andeh.
Oh, absolutely. Another very close song. Andeh pulled out the win there at the end.
Let's go.
That was a great match between the two of them. So I believe after this, we only have one more pool tonight.
Correct. So Roger is in that pool, so that is why he left. But correct, we have, after this pool is done, one more pool tonight, and then the winner of that pool will go on tomorrow to play in the additional pools that are going on tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe we have pool 12 tomorrow, and then I think we start the bracket right after that.
Yep.
And Dave, when are you playing?
Sometime tomorrow, so for people who don't know, I am in the top bracket. I will be doing seeding, so I will be somewhere between the top first to fourth seed. My bracket includes Kevin, Hudson, and Paul within it, so should be good.
I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah.
See a lot of good players.
A lot of good players. Also shout outs to Texas. They've been repping good today. You've been seeing Andy.
Is he from Texas? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Texas. He went to UT Austin. He actually plays at my Round 1. So,
really?
Yeah.
So you're very familiar with him.
I'm familiar with him. And we're looking at song choices now. He last year was in like an early pool at Mistake on the Lake, and he has really leveled up over the past year. So he's been doing well. Dan over on the other cab has been doing well. He's originally from Cleveland, but now lives in Austin. He has been killing it too. So
I'm struggling with my headset here.
Yeah, shout outs to them. And then we have another Texas person coming up with McGeevy, Logan, Captain Carbone in the next pool. So.
Oh wow, yeah, Texas represents.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not familiar with the down south states, but I've been missing out on some of them. All right, so it looks like we have Uma Yiku. I'm completely butchering the name of this song, but this is our first song pick by Miko, and then afterwards we are going to have Triple Cross.
Sarah, since you commented, they are doing 11. Well, it's 11 waves of pool, but each wave has 2 pools, so they're going through 11 today. And then tomorrow, I believe it's 2 more pools plus the seeding pools before they get into the double limb bracket.
I believe so. It's 1 or 2 pools tomorrow. I'm not clear on how many. But right now we have 2 streams going. We have Ohio DDR, and then the other stream is...
Ekajin, I believe?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what the other machine is running on right now.
Correct.
The winner from each pool graduates to the next pool. So we've had Andeh, who has gone up 2 pools now. We've had a couple players go up 2 pools.
I think both Andeh and Dan PQ, yeah. They both gone up 2 pools.
Yeah, so has Sim.
Oh, dude, Sim was killing. I was commentating a lot of his matches earlier. He went through 3 or 4 pools, I think.
Oh yeah, he's a very, very good old school
I'm
player.
so happy for him too. It's great.
Like if you pick something from Extreme and older on him.
All of his picks were from Supernova or earlier, and
That's
it's just
what
like
he excels at.
the Bamani Boomer in me was just like loving it.
I know. It's great watching him play. So on to this match right now. We both got PFCs both their sides here. Very close match.
Miko's got the slight lead. It's by about 3 or so EX, but obviously super early in the song.
Yeah, I didn't think it happened. So another one of those newer songs from H2O Plus. Probably a lot of players may not be familiar with it.
Yep. All right, so Miko is still carrying the PFC. Looks like they've got a slight lead, a little bit more, about 10 EX or so.
Got quite a few 12 notes in this song. It might be a little tricky.
I'm not sure whose pick this was.
I'm not sure either.
Miko's not far off from their personal best. It looks like about it was -4 and now it's about -8, but still doing well. I mean, both players actually aren't that far off from their personal best EX.
All right, Miko takes the win.
All right, good job, Miko.
Pretty good perfect count.
Yeah, 19 piece.
All right, next song, I believe Triple Cross. Another
the expert
song.
or the
17.
Yeah, the 17. Okay.
So it's another one of the triple songs. You've had Triple Counter, Triple Journey, and now Triple Cross.
I'm gonna be honest, I get those confused all the time. I'm like, all right, it's one of the triple songs.
I mean, they all have very similar sound.
Yes.
They're all the DJ Yoshitaka special.
Yeah.
You know, they all have that vibe. So this being the newest of the 3, very similar to the other 2, though, like Dave was saying.
Yeah.
Very similar scores from both of them on this.
Yeah, one's got the hard clear, one's got the good FC. It's not too hard. It's probably around like a mid-17 or so.
Yeah.
It's relatively straightforward. There's some like kind of crossover stuff that you've got, but it's nothing too tricky.
What's interesting, actually, I'm noticing right now on Miko's side, he has the green lamp on this, but it's lit up as a blue lamp. So
it could be they got, and it might be DDR, like they got a blue FC, but it was a higher score than when they got the green FC, and sometimes that can override it.
Makes sense. I'm always iffy as to what overrides
Yeah.
what. All right, so no slowdowns or anything in this song, I don't think.
Yeah,
Just
no
mostly just
slowdowns.
freeze.
Pretty straightforward for the most part.
There are come down to foot speed.
Yep. There are some crossovers in it, but they're not really that bad in terms of crossovers. Miko's got the gold combo still going.
Yeah.
Up on their personal record. Got a decent lead so far. You can see the kind of minor crossovers there.
A little foot switch part there,
Yep.
if you like foot switches.
Miko's looking really solid right now. Very, very solid. Still has the PFC going.
Absolutely. I believe this was probably his pick.
I would imagine so.
You know, I hate to jinx it when we see a perfect combo that's going this far into the song, but I can't not count.
All right. Oh, man. All right.
Tobio is throwing in the towel on this one.
Obviously, at this point, we're just rooting for the PFC. Oh, I was going to say we were rooting for the PFC, but yeah, commentator's curse. My bad. Went great, though. Still good. Too great. Well, okay. I'm going to just shut up because the more I talk, the more grades he gets, so.
Still, I mean, coming out of this with a full combo is still
Yeah, still good. Still good. And you're still going to do it, you know, I don't know how warmed up they are. You want it just to be able to, you know, get yourself more warmed up, more loose.
Yeah. I mean, Miko looking very comfortable with those
EX-wise, well up above the personal record, though.
Absolutely. So that's an up score on him.
Well, it depends on what the money score is. I don't know what his best money score is, but EX score-wise, he was way up.
I believe that was an up score for
5 grades FC. Very, oh yeah, I think that's definitely an up score. Very good for him.
All right, so we got Miko and Andeh coming up. Miko with a Kaiden on singles, Ninth Dawn on doubles.
All right, so we're gonna see what they're gonna pick.
Oh, we're heading up to...
Oh, we got 17s.
Where are they going?
All right, possession.
All right, another tag special.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So usually, once we get into these harder folders, you're going to see a lot of either you're going to pick one of the easier charts in the folder or one of the super gimmicky ones. So obviously with possession, one of the easier ones, relatively straightforward. And also tags here, right?
Absolutely.
So dedicate this to tag, the claps.
I should have been keeping track of all the tag songs that have come up today, but I mean, with someone as prolific as Tag, who has written so many songs for this game, I mean, it's just impossible to keep track of. We're really, really happy that he was able to come out here and play in Japan. It's a huge honor that he wanted to come out to this tournament.
I'm so glad he came. It seems like he's having fun, too.
I really hope he is.
All right.
Here's our first.
So Andy's down about 5 right now. Obviously, a lot can change. Oh, gets a miss there. Oh.
Yep, picking up a couple of misses.
Yeah, both of the players got some more misses from Andeh.
Got some candles here.
All right.
And here's our first set of jumps.
Yep. Chat, you can get those claps going.
The infamous jumps. Yeah, at home you can clap.
Yeah. People aren't clapping here. They're being respectful of the players, but
by all means, go crazy
yeah,
at home.
some people are pantomiming the claps. I can see them in the background.
Here we got the infamous box run, which trips up a lot of people.
It is a little tricky.
Yep. Both picked up a miss there, it looks like.
So Miko definitely has the lead right now. Pretty sizable lead at this point. You know, maybe the 12th notes change up a little thing, but if he can close it out, he should take song 1 here.
Yeah, we'll see if he can hold on to the last jump section.
Yep.
This section is really easy to time, but it's also extremely tiring.
Yep. No, absolutely.
So as long as you can just really push yourself through this.
Yeah, and those parts where you have like the 12 notes going into the jumps are a little tricky.
Yeah, it's very hard to kind of keep your combo going.
Yep.
Miko closed out
All
the whole
right,
second half of that
Miko,
song.
very good score from him.
Looks like an up score on his part too.
It depends on the money score. At least EX score-wise, he's up. There, all right. 48-4, it looks like. A couple misses.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is Andeh's 3rd pool. He has graduated from 2 pools, so he is probably extremely tired. He's been playing a lot.
If you're in the tournament, you win a pool, congrats, pat yourself on the back, you did well. If you win multiple pools, there's not a lot of people who are able to do that because of the way of how well, for the most part, pools have been competitive. You play people close to your skill level. So yeah, anyone who's going through multiple pools, it's like you have done well above expectations.
Oh, absolutely. And then keep in mind, for the way we're formatting this tournament, you know, you write down your 4 songs for every pool.
Yep.
You're not allowed to repeat any turns.
Right. So most people, I think, when they're playing for this tournament, they have their songs planned for the first pool.
Sure.
But once you get to other pools, it's like, okay, I had my stuff played, but what do I do now? Because I can't pick what I just played.
Exactly. So even if you have a song that was written down on one of your cards that you didn't play, because you're only going to play 3 out of your 4 songs on your card, you still can't choose that.
Yeah.
So you have to have an entire new repertoire to pull from. And as you're getting into more competitive fields, then you're like, well, I might have already picked the stuff that I feel really strongly that I was good at.
Yep.
So it's difficult.
So
to
I'm
press out.
assuming this is Andeh's pick because he's got 13 PFC on this.
Oh, that's a good count.
Miko, I think it was a 999,570, so that's like 43, I think.
Okay. I mean, this song's a banger. This is
that's
one of my favorite songs.
Love
of all
it,
time.
love it.
I feel like it gets a little drifty, but
Oh, Andeh picks up a great
I
there,
just
but
jinxed it.
yeah. This thing's a little weird, but and again, for DDR, you know, it syncs a little bit wonky, but for DDR, it's relatively okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. A little over 200 BPM, I think 202 or 204 BPM.
Yeah, something like that. In my mind, I just have it as 200, but you are right. I think it's just a little bit over 200 BPM.
Yeah, not enough to be significant.
Relatively close. I think Miko has the very slight edge, or they're right at time. We'll get to the stop and we can see kind of where they're at when it gets there.
Yeah, we have one stop in the song.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy going on around it. There's not even any notes like right after the stop.
Yeah, 1-8, 1 EX by Miko right now, but obviously super, super close.
Yeah, it's going to be a very close match. Some freezes here as we go into the end.
Yeah. Miko's plus 20 right now.
Like, oh, wow. Yeah, he's just upscoring all over.
Yeah, this is a big upscore for him. Assuming if he can PFC this, then for money score at least wise, it'll be a huge upscore.
All right, Miko's still with the lead, but very, very small margins here. They are neck and neck. Oh, and we are tied right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen.
I know. Miko's pulling ahead by like 1 EX at a time. Oh
my goodness. Andeh's ahead by 1, I think.
Oh
my goodness, tie!
Wow. That was incredible.
Look at that.
Look at these
ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Shout out to Miko for upscoring like 30 EX?
Yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic perfect count.
Andeh, and like his best was it was 13, so he wasn't too
really
far
close
off
to it.
his best, but
I mean, he's just consistent.
yeah, absolutely. Max 2 was amazing. The US version of Max 2 was also amazing, but it was incredibly different. And it's very rare where it's like the US version and the Japanese version were both great, but so different from each other.
I felt like, so DDR Max 2, you know, for PS2, had a lot of trance in it, which was just a very popular sound at the time. I know that was my first DDR game, so I have a very soft spot in my heart for it.
Yeah.
But Max 2 in arcade is also one of my favorite mixes.
Yes. I like the Max 2 exclusives. I love them so much.
Yeah, Max 2, and then honestly X2 is another one of my favorite mixes. I never played X2 when it was new because we didn't really.
X2 to me, X2 seemed like, hey, these really awesome songs in 2DX, we're finally going to port them over into DDR, and that seems like what a lot of the good songs were in X2 at the time. Because he had like Fire Fire and May and Second Heaven and a few of those other songs.
The thing I appreciated a lot about X2 is now he was still making music for DDR at the time. So you have his very, you know, prominent sound, which just makes so much fun, like pop music, that I feel like is really kind of missing from, you know, modern DDR.
Yep. So it looks like we have Me Sock Princess. And let me tell you, this chart is booty butt cheeks.
It sure is.
So many ambiguous steps. The sync is kind of very sus.
The song's not great to listen to either.
No! I'll be honest, it's actually kind of fun to play in 2DX. If you play the 2DX like 10, it's actually kind of fun, but it's very grating to the ears.
It is. probably one of my least favorite songs in all of DDR.
There's a lot of the talky Japanese songs are all among my pile of worst songs in DDR.
Yeah.
This is one of the better ones I personally think, but
Really?
it's still not great.
Okay.
Yep. So, looks like ZSL has the PFC going. I would guess this was ZSL's pick, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Some of those drills in there can be a little rough. And we have that ticking clock in the background.
Yep. Alright, ZSL breaks the PFC. Still has a pretty sizable lead, though.
Yeah, really interesting that this is a song pick, but I guess it makes sense because a lot of people
I
don't
can
like
see
it,
it,
a lot of people
yeah.
don't play it. So if you're good at it, then you might as well pick
It
it.
has a lot of weird, ambiguous patterns, so it is one of those things where, like, it's been a long time since I played this chart on foot, so it would be kind of like, it is one of those things you haven't played in a while, it can kind of trip you up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
ZSL taking that with a
ZSL
pretty
takes
comfy
the
lead.
start song.
Stage cleared.
3-1 for ZSL, so
Music Psycho da.
ooh, we got Horatio coming up here.
Ooh, is
It
this-
looks like the expert, not the challenge.
That's the second time I've seen this come up today.
Really?
Yeah.
The sync, and I feel like I keep saying this on a lot of charts, the sync is kind of weird.
It is.
Like it's,
No, it's definitely a little drifty.
yeah. Good old DDR con my quality, but
Yeah. I mean, they both seem to have pretty good scores on this, so I imagine they're both pretty comfortable with it. But
Yeah.
it's definitely an acquired taste.
What you
You either like drills or you don't.
yeah. It's a weird chart. I mean, it's from that DDRX era, which I think is
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst era of DDR.
Oh, I completely agree with
Yeah.
you. I will say it's probably one of the more memorable songs from X, but not necessarily for good reasons.
Yeah, I mean, the boss songs on X were this and Trigger, right?
Saber Wing Headshot Mix.
That's also up there too. And I guess if you want to include the X mixes,
Yeah.
the-
I mean, X was just such a weird
Yeah.
mix. And then, so it's by Orifice, and they have another song, which is not in arcade, Suguru, what's the name of that remix?
yes, on the Ultra, because we were,
Oh, it's Suguru Orifice mix.
it was on one of the Ultra mixes, because we did that soft pad tournament yesterday, and they had, it was either Universe 1 or Ultra Mix, and that Suguru mix was on there.
Okay. I love that Suguru mix. I wish that was in arcade DDR.
Honestly, those Xbox mixes were bangers.
Some of them were.
The song lists were amazing. By the way, this is decently close. ZSL has a little bit of a lead, but
But not by much.
yeah, no. I think he's going to edge it out. And by the way, shout outs to being Nobar. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so he's very well balanced on these.
Very
drills.
much so.
Very clean run from ZSL.
Good. Yeah. Great effort by ZSL.